Hello everyone. So I want us to see another entry real time. Now, in the last video, you saw that on the daily time frame. Remember, we start our analysis on the daily. On the daily time frame, price is above the 2 SMA. That's the yellow moving average. But if you look at the stochastic, the yellow stochastic, it reached a high somewhere here and then started to slope down as if it was coming to cross the green. And that was why I said, okay, it's looking as if sentiment wants to sell. And then I said, after confirming on the daily with the stochastic, the slant and the slope of the stochastic, we know what to do. So this was a buy momentum, but the stochastic showed us that the buyers were getting tired, and I said we're preparing to sell. And I said we should check the 1 hour time frame. And as we did that, we saw where price was. So we're looking now at the yellow and the blue, the way they had crossed. So we saw price crossed downwards. Look at the stochastic here. Price crossed, the yellow crossed the green downwards. Then when it got here, it started going back up. And now it's looking like it's crossing it back up, all the way back up, showing that the buyers are coming back in. Now, it did sell off a bit like we expected. And then coming down now to the 15 minutes. I said for the 15 minutes, we now have to look at, for the 15 minutes, we're going to pay attention to the pink line and the blue of the Bollinger Band. You see how this pink moving average came all the way and crossed down and then continued showing a sell. So it actually did sell off like we expected. And then when it got here, it hit a support here and started to go back up. Let me zoom in on that support so you will see what happened. And you'll notice that the stochastic again showed us, because this got us low here. That's the stochastic. Look at the hairline, the cursor. Then went all the way up, and you see price went up. And then came all the way back down, price went down before it shot all the way up to where it is now. And then it attempted to cross downwards. So you'll notice that the sell I took is because this yellow is looking like it wants to cross back down. And remember I said it's looking like the buyers are tired. Remember what I showed you on the daily time frame. So now we'll come now to our 5 minutes. And on this 5 minutes, we're looking for the green moving average. Now watch this, guys. Do you see that the green moving average came all the way? Look at it here, the hairline. And when price got here, it sold off sharply, just as we expected. But same thing with the stochastic. After it sold off, when it got all the way here, the stochastic was already at the bottom and then started to climb up, and we see price climb up. Now you see price just keep going up. Now you see here again on the stochastic, it hit here and then it crossed this guy downwards, and it looks like it's crossing him again downward here. So you see why I entered my sell, because I expect this guy, it has crossed, the red is up there, so I expect this guy to keep coming down. You understand? I'm expecting a sell because the buyers look tired on the daily. Then the last thing we're checking now is the 1 minute. Now for the 1 minute, we're paying attention to the red 60 SMA. So let's check that. Now look at this 1 minute. Do you see? This is the red moving average here. Do you see the way it was going up, and I said it's looking like the buyers are tired. How do I know? Look at what happened to the red 60 SMA. Look at it. It now flattened out here. And truly what the price do, price came all the way down. And then here, where it's shot back up, short here, and it's now above. So why did I take that buy? Of course, that sell is like I'm a bit too early. But because on the daily, this stochastic has peaked, which is rare. Look at what happened the last time the stochastic peaked, reached the top, and then it started coming down. It crossed the green and started coming down. And then what happened? We had this huge sell till it got to here again, and then it crossed the green at the bottom and started going back up. Now it's here. Of course, it's like I entered a bit too early, because it can still keep going up, but I'm thinking it's going to come back down. And then I tell you the reason why it's taking this long is because the red moving average is somewhere here. You notice when it crossed it right here on the 15th, the red moving average was a lot closer. But here, the red moving average is way below, meaning it still has space to go up. But I've told you why I still am selling. So look at the slant of this yellow stochastic right here. It's slanting up with a very narrow slant. And I come again to the 1 minute and I'm looking at the red. The red has already curved down. So this looks like a stop hunt. It's looking like all the people that sold, price is going back to hit all their stops before it comes all the way down. But now I have to get very careful, because if it breaks out, I'm losing on this trade significantly. So I have to make sure my mental stop loss is intact. I don't expect price to go beyond this high here. So my stop will be somewhere around here, because I'm thinking this is a stop hunt and it should come back down. So let me put in my stop, and then we'll see how this trade goes. So where is the high here? This is the high here, which is somewhere around 397,325. So that's going to be my stop for this trade, 397,325. So you just click on the position and then click on modify position. For stop loss, I'll put 3. Now be careful, make sure it enters properly. 397,325 spot 00. That's my stop loss. So hit modify. Alright, so that's my stop right there. If price hits it, that's fine. Remember that the edge of trading is that when you are wrong, you lose small. When you are right, you make a lot. So pay attention to this. You can see how that even this is trying to hit it on the stochastic. You can see that the yellow is trying to slant down, trying to slam down. I expect it to come back down, but if it doesn't, I've put my stop loss. Made quite a bit this morning, so I can afford to give a little back, but I expect it to come down some more. Now, if it's going to come down, where do I think it will get to? Well, it's going to definitely, if it is coming down, come back to this red and then come back to this level. So as a stop, as a take profit, I can easily put 386,750 as my take profit. So I'm risking that to make this 386,750 as my take profit. So I come back to the order, click on it, 386,750. Click on modify, 386,750 spot 00. That's my take profit level. So that's the trade right there. Look at what I'm risking. and look at what I'm trying to make. So if I get stopped out, it's fine. I entered a bit too early. I should have waited for this yellow to cross the green, and maybe I should have waited for this red stochastic to come up a bit higher and cross it downwards. But that's why we have stop loss, and that's why I'm using my stop loss. I hope you understand it now a bit. So let me run through the summary. First, on the daily, what you're going to do is, where is price relative to the 2 SMA? So look at the 2 SMA here, price is above it, that's buying momentum. Then the second question is, where are the stochastics relative to one another? So the stochastic here is slowing down as if it wants to cross all the way back down. So even though the buyers are in control, the buyers are getting tired. Then you check that also on the 4 hour. Now the 4 hour, the yellow stochastic crossed down, showing that sellers are trying to come in, but then the buyers took it back up. So it's looking like the buyers are back in the market. But look at how close it is. So I'm thinking it will come down. So this is a ranging market, but I'm thinking it will come down. So then on the 1 hour, where is price relative to the yellow and blue lines? So let's check 1 hour. On the 1 hour, look at price. Price had crossed down, and then it actually did come all the way down before it got here on the stochastic, and then it bounced all the way up, and now everything is pointing up. That's why this guy is going up. But the stochastic has reached almost 100, and I'm expecting it that somewhere here it should curve back down. Like I said, I entered too early. Then come to the 15 minutes, and on 15 minutes we are checking for price versus the pink line. So look at it, see the pink line here, the pink moving average. Price crossed it down just like we said, but then it came here, crossed it back up, and look at the stochastic right at that low it went. See the stochastic here is trying to slope down, so maybe it will cross it. Then on the 5 minutes, we're looking at price relative to the green moving average. So 5 minutes, look at price relative to the green average. See the green moving average here. Price hit it and kept going up. But also look at the stochastic. The stochastic is looking like it's crossing down. It has crossed it down. It's pointing downwards. This one too is pointing downwards. It has crossed the red. Maybe they will all come down. Then on the 1 minute, where is price relative to the red moving average? So let's do that right here. See the red moving average here. Red moving average. And then price crossed above it. What was the stochastic doing at that moment? When price crossed above it, look at the stochastic here. Price crossed above it and it was going. But again, look at the stochastic has crossed this downwards from here, and it may be coming all the way down. So like I said, I think I entered too early, so I'll put my stop. But this is the checklist, guys. Okay, cheers and God bless.